What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. Yes, it has been a minute. That's no joke, brothers. It's been a minute, but I am happy to be back. Why has it been a minute? Well, first off, March, I was away for some time. I was away in Florida for like a good 2.5 weeks. And then after I returned from Florida, I was sick for another 2 weeks additional, which was just not fun at all. But yeah, now I, feel totally better. I'm kind of back into the swing of things. And yeah, I feel like I'm getting the groove back a little bit. Sometimes when you have those like month lulls, you just I don't know, things just kind of go off the rails a little bit. But yeah, we're back into the stream flow. We're gonna get back into the weekly stream groove. Some of these streams, as well as the channel review streams and a little bit of gaming streams here and there. But I have noticed that like the setup help streams and the channel review streams have done pretty good. So you guys like them? I'm gonna continue to do more of them. I'm here to help you guys out and share the information that I have so that I can make your lives a little bit easier and a little less stressful, because I know tech and trying to like grow on YouTube is definitely a challenge sometimes. So I'm here to help you out with all those things, as well as providing a little bit of entertainment along the way. And I got several new videos coming up as well. I have 2 in my pocket that are like 90%, 95% complete at this point. 2 of both of them, like literally. So those will be out this coming week. And I have some other ones that I'm working on throughout this weekend. And it takes time to get these out because I want to make sure that they're the best. I don't want to put out anything that isn't like at least like an A or A- at the minimum, but I always try to strive for A+, for at least from my perspective, looking at my videos before I release them. I want to make sure they're great, so I put a lot of hours into them. So yeah, I guess that takes away from being able to post a ton, but I want to post the best stuff because these videos live forever on YouTube. So yeah. But thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Shout out to the people with the notifications on. Sentry, I see you. Big W, yes, we're back. I see Storm VR here in the chat. We have Foxborough as well. Welcome to the stream. We have Luffy Ukia. Welcome to the stream. We have Wombo Wombo. Hello. Welcome to the stream. We have Zypher in the chat. Welcome back. Thank you for popping through. Welcome to the stream as well. Release the video on 5%. Dude, Sentry, if we release a video on 5% quality, it's gonna be basically that video that that Eddie shared in the Discord. It's gonna be like me repeating myself like 10 times because whatever I said just wasn't said perfectly. Since I'm live, I'm just going with it, so whatever I say goes. But like if I'm filming a video, I'm not always happy with how I say something or my phrasing of it or like my tone of how I said something. So I'm always like just repeating myself a few times. So then I have multiple takes to choose from so that I can select the best one to put into the video. You know, I like to go with the best. So that's why I sounded like Frankenstein in that video, okay? Don't give me a hard time about it, bro. Don't give me a hard time. I don't want to hear it. It would be done. Yeah, if we did videos on 5%, yes, we would absolutely be a freaking cooked. We would be cooked. Very much cooked. All right, let's start answering some of you guys' questions. Put your questions in the forum. That's a great place for me to go to look at them, like a one-stop shop. So we got 4 questions in there already, which is great. I'll try to pull some from the chat, but please do not spam in the chat your question, because then it just like it just messes up everybody in the thing. So yeah, let's roll with that for now. So I'm gonna pull a couple from the forum first, and then we're gonna pull some from the chat that have just swung by, and I'll try to put your message up on screen if I can. Yeah, looking at my camera, I wish it was like more like in real time. Like I'm just seeing where my hands. That's just funny to look at sometimes. Like nope, it's not in perfect sync. I wish it was. It's like a 0.5 seconds behind, it feels. So maybe one day we'll have a good adapters to where we can be in like no lag whatsoever. Yeah, one of these days. Okay, let's take a look at what we got in the forum here. So thank you guys for submitting, by the way. I appreciate it. So let's start off with Wombo Wombo. I think you also put your question in the, I don't know if you did. Actually, no, you didn't. You put it in the just the forum. So cool. All right. Wombo Wombo is on an Xbox Series S and wants the 120 FPS is experience. See, I already messed up my words already. See, I would cut that out. If I was filming a video, I would restart all that altogether. But yeah, Wombo Wombo wants to experience the 120 FPS experience. What monitors would you recommend? I'm looking for well-known brand, example, Dell, Samsung, HP, Acer, Asus, MSI, LG, etc. Budget range is around $200 to $300 also. Want a monitor that is 1440p, but 1080p is fine. Also looking for a 60 or 65% gaming mechanical keyboard, and thinks of getting the HyperX Alloy Origin 65% keyboard for a good starter. Thanks for keeping up the good work. Well, thank you for submitting your question, Wombo Wombo. I won't really get into the keyboards aspect because I haven't tested enough keyboards in my time to kind of give feedback on the best keyboard, because I'm not like a PC gamer. Like I just use my PS5 and I'm a controller guy, so I won't give you much advice on the mechanical keyboard aspect, but I could give you a little bit of guidance on the monitors. All right, so the monitor that I use, just to kind of give you a little bit of a preface, I use the Kuri 1440p 144 hertz monitor. Now I don't get necessarily 1440p out of this monitor, and I'll show you guys the monitor I'm talking about up here on my screen, because I do have like an Amazon page. So I put all the monitors that I actually recommend in this page right here. So I'll throw it in the chat just so you can take a look at it, Wombo Wombo. And these are all my recommendations. I try to keep this list updated frequently. But yeah, some of the ones that you were thinking about, like the Asus and the LGs, yeah, they're in this list. But just personally, to me, I use the Kuri monitor. So this is one of the Kuri monitors here. I don't have the curved one, but it is a 27-inch monitor. And like, if you were going to use this type of monitor, you could get 1440p out of it, but you're going to need to use a display port. You're going to need to use the display port to get the best out of it. If you're using HDMI, it's just going to be 1080p. I learned this the hard way, so you're going to have to really pay attention to what you're buying. But this is a really cheap monitor. There's also another one I'm sure they have around here somewhere, because the monitor I got is different. It's a flat monitor. It's not a curved monitor. So they may have like non-curved as well, but this looked to be the best one spec-wise. So I put the curved one up on my page here. But yeah, you can definitely look at something like this if you want something cheap to get at least a minimum of 1080p 120, or at least 1080p 120, or if your computer can handle it, go up to 144 if you're going to push that, totally fine, or 1440p from the display port up to 144. So that's great for PCs. So some other ones here that you can kind of take a look at. I tried to put the best ones on here. Let's go within your price range. You did say $200 to $300, right? Okay, so I have, where did it go? I just had the Asus one. Yeah, this is an Asus tough gaming monitor. 1440p, and also goes up to 165 hertz. I'd say this is a little bit on the better side, and it supports the display port plus HDMI. So utilize that display port, because that's how you're gonna get the most out of your resolution right now. Kind of just be aware with HDMI, you may not get like the maximum resolution plus hertz to play in the highest FPS. So you're fine if you're playing on a gaming PC, like you said. You're not worrying about playing on console. But if you're playing on consoles, then you just need to be aware of like which monitors support the high resolution and frame rate on through HDMI. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I would recommend this one, 27-inch. It's in your price range. Has great reviews as well. Over 8,000 reviews, bro. This is a solid monitor. You're gonna get a lot out of this, so you'll be fine. And it's Asus, so it's a very trusted, well-known brand. It's not like a rinky-dink brand where the support is flaky. You're gonna have solid support here, no matter what. You have really low response time, which is great. So I would definitely look at this monitor as well in my list. I think everything else is kind of expensive. There's one here that's a little like $350. This looks like a freaking TV, but it's a monitor though. 32 inches is just a lot, but yeah, this is a little bit more, so you may not be able to swing this one. But this was like 4K. I don't know if you want to go all the way up to 4K, but this is a nice 4K monitor. Does only do 60 hertz though, so probably not what you want to do if you want to get higher hertz in FPS. The BenQ, I wonder, BenQ is a solid company as well. This one goes up to 144 hertz, 27-inch. This one's pretty good. I don't know what the price is. Anything BenQ, I'd recommend. They're usually very, very solid options to go with. But we don't know. This one's just out of stock right now. So, yeah, hopefully that helps a little bit. Like, there's a lot of monitors you could end up going with, but if you're gonna go for the cheapest thing, really from my research that I've done over time, that Asus Tough Gaming one is probably the most affordable and like best you can get for what your range is right now. Yeah, so yeah, definitely take a look at the list. There's also an LG one that I have here too. That's pretty affordable. It's $278. I'll show you that really fast, and then we'll get to the next question. But yeah, this one's decent as well. It's only $280 basically. Has HDR10, 144 hertz refresh rate, and this one goes up to 1080p, so it does match what you're trying to go for as well here, and it's in your price range. So yeah, it's a good option for you as well. But yeah, Wombo Wombo. Hopefully that helps you out. He said, okay, thank you. That helps a lot. I'll take a look at on the Amazon page. Yeah, it sounds good, man. And you don't have to get something on my Amazon page. It's just more so as like a reference point, so you can know like what kind of options you have out there that you can go with to kind of, add to your setup. Yo, what's good, X2C? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Thank you for popping through. Thank you. Okay, let's I can pull a question from the chat here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Oh, let me update my little URL here so I can get you guys to pop up on the screen. And that should work here. Ah, there we go. Elgato HE60S or Elgato HE60X for PS5. Definitely the X-Man. The X-Men. Yeah, I would definitely go with the Elgato HE60X if you had a choice. First off, it's more worth the money. The HE60S, this is not even the S Plus that you're talking about. The S it's really end of life from Elgato. I'm not so sure that they're supporting that capture card anymore. They'll probably still help you if you have an issue, but it's something that they're phasing out at this point. The HE60S, you can't even get on their site. HE60S Plus, you can't even get on their site anymore. So if you had a choice, definitely go with the HE60X. It's going to take your money much further, and it's able to pass up to up to 120 frames, actually over if you have 1080p that you're running. So if you have a computer or something and you're trying to push like up to 240, it'll work through 1080p or 120 with 1440p. So definitely the HE60X, slam dunked on that one, my friend. Slam dunk. So hopefully that helps you out. All right, let's pull another question from the forum. Thank you guys for submitting your questions here. I appreciate it. It helps make the stream, If you guys are enjoying it, also hit it with a big thumbs up. We're trying to roll back into the streaming at least weekly here. So, every little bit of support helps, and I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Okay, so we have a question here from the NFL Kid, and they ask, what's a low price capture card that has a face cam and voice enable? So capture cards, their main use is for getting, one specific video stream. That stream typically is going to be your gameplay that you're trying to record. If you're trying to get your face cam pulled in, people do use capture cards for that as well, but it's typically used with like a mirrorless camera or a DSLR or some camera that provides an HDMI out to your to the capture card, which will go to the computer. So you have to choose one or the other in that case. My recommendation, before I tell you which capture cards that are cheap to get, I would go with, having two standalone capture card devices. So one is going to be for your gameplay. The other, if you have a camera setup like that, that requires one, like I have in my case here, this mirrorless camera, then you can have a secondary capture card in that case. So some of the recommendations that I would go with, these are also on my Amazon page just to make it like super easy for you guys to kind of understand where I'm coming from with everything. So I have a capture cards page here, and the cheapest thing you could possibly go with is this bad boy right here. It's just a HDMI USB capture card. You can actually get this even cheaper if you go on a site like Alibaba. You can get this thing for like $6-7. Yes, that cheap, guys, that cheap. It's insane. So I've been sharing this with a lot of people throughout like the past couple years since I've been aware of this type of capture card. It's essentially just like the Elgato Cam Link. You guys know about the Elgato Cam Link, right? Y'all know about that. Y'all know about the Cam Link life, right? So this is crazy. Elgato charges $100 freaking for this thing, and it is almost essentially the same thing. Now, if you're trying to like pass 4K, so you can record all that, then that could be a little bit trickier. Actually, hold on. Looking at these specs, you may be able to pass up to 4K 30. Yeah, you can pass 4K 60. That's fine. But I'm wondering about the record. Max, yeah, it's only at 60 hertz. You can max it at 60 hertz, which for most of you guys, yeah, 1080p, even at 60 is totally fine. You don't need to try to be recording in 4K, which I believe this device you can output to a 4K resolution. Supported resolutions, yeah. Supported recording resolutions, though. We know they're hiding stuff here, man. They're hiding stuff. I haven't actually tested the 4K stuff hands-on, but I mean, if it's going to be called the Camlink 4K, it better be able to record in 4K. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong there. I have the Camlink 4K, at least the Camlink, the regular Camlink on me. So Camlink 4K, hey, it should be able to pass 4K. I could probably look deeper into the specs here, but either way, guys, this is a much better deal. Even if you can record in 4K from like your camera or something like that, or even a gaming system, it's not going to be super noticeable difference for majority of people, unless people are watching you on a 4K compatible screen, which isn't like the majority. It's kind of like a little bit of a niche audience. Of course, 4K will come into the fold more as time goes on, but 1080p, you'll be totally fine, especially if you want like a nice, cheap setup to go with starting out. Yo, what's good, Creighton TV? I see you in the chat, man. How you doing, bro? Hope you're doing well. I see you as well, Frank. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, you can actually get two of these and have one for your capture card, one for your camera if it supports it. If you don't have a camera, then just use a webcam or something like that. You don't need one. Just have one for your gameplay. But keep in mind, you're going to need a splitter to go along with this. I recommend the one from Tech Hole. It's really just, you just need a 1 in, 2 out HDMI splitter. So just look up something. The one I have is Tech Hole, but like that one's not even available to get anymore. So you're going to need to get something else. Yeah, I think mine's kind of like this one here. Yeah, because the one I have is like it has like a USB powered like into the box. So I would probably go with something. Yeah, two identical displays. Yeah, so this is what you would want. This is exactly how the one I have operates. It's just not the exact same one. But the reason why you're gonna need this is because it will allow you to see your gameplay as well as pulling it to their capture card so you can actually play. So you're gonna need like a total of 3 HDMI cables, one out of the console to the device, to the splitter, and then one HDMI cable to your TV, and then another to your capture card, which will go into the computer. And that way you get your whole setup functional and it's running smooth, and it's for super cheap. Like a couple HDMI cables won't run you that much. So it's much more affordable than buying like a $200, $100 capture card. Like this is also a pretty good price, cheap one, and you can record in 1080p 60. So there are some good options here, but these are definitely the top ones I'd recommend. So yeah, thank you for your question. Hopefully that helps you out. I want to actually confirm for myself though, if it's just want to make sure that you can actually record in 4K off of the Camlink 4K. I'm pretty sure that you can, but I haven't seen a detailed list. Like I've only just seen like, oh yeah, the 4K is supported, but does it allow you to record in 4K? Because I have just they don't put 4K on the box or 4K on my thing. Because I have it. I just don't usually. I don't use 4K much, so that's why I'd have to play around with this a little bit. So yeah, very interesting. Yes, Oa King Cortana. You already know. You already know. Yeah, up to 4K 30. Up to 4K 30 on the Camlink 4K. So that's good. So that's like a little bit of a bonus that you could get out of that USB capture card, the $100 Elgato one versus the cheaper one. If you need 4K, I just don't recommend buying the Camlink 4K unless you absolutely need 4K. It's just not worth it. And the thing is freezing on me anyways. Like when I plug in my camera, it just freezes. So yeah, it's not even working that well right now. But cool. Thank you for your question. Should we pull one from the chat next? I think we should pull one from the chat next. Oh, Kurt Frank has a question about the family. Hey, the Midnight family is doing well. I got to visit them when I was in Florida recently, so we were having a good time. At least my grandmother. My grandmother's the one that lives in Florida, so I took some nice time spent with her last month, which is why I disappeared for a while. And then when I came back, I got sick for another 2 weeks. So I'm just like literally back into the swing of things in the past like week and a half or two. And I spent the last week trying to film videos. Like last weekend, I would have streamed, but I'm like, no, I gotta plan all these videos out. I gotta film all these videos so that I can at least edit them the next week and a half or so I can get some more content out. So I kind of I prioritize the videos over the streams if I don't have like a lot of time, because like I work full time, so I need to. I would say I'm stretched thin sometimes for sure, but we're making it work, man. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. Question from Doc Dam. I gotta go, but my question is, can the Elgato H60s Plus run 120 FPS while recording? Because I was able to play at 120 while recording at 60 FPS. So yeah, if you're passing 120 through the H60s Plus, it's really not supposed to work. So I'm shocked that it possibly worked for you. I just don't see how that could be, because you would have like a black screen like on one at one end of the spectrum. Something's not going to work. You're going to have it's not going to, like, the H60s Plus literally cannot pass over 60. So if you're somehow you did that, that is a miraculous thing that happened. But I find it hard to like believe that you pass 120 on the S Plus, because it doesn't support it. It just doesn't support it. So yeah, that's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. No, thank you, bro. Gotta let you know I'm having good live streams now on my Twitch with my low-end devices, and your knowledge shared was helpful in the process. I am happy to hear that. Always here to help you, Cy Frank. I appreciate it. Thank you. Doc Damn, you said it worked on your Xbox and gameplay was smooth. Really? On the S Plus? I can test that. Like, were you in 720p or something? I don't see how passing over 60 could have worked. I really don't, because it literally doesn't support it, no matter what you're playing. That's really, really weird. That's very, very weird. Something feels amiss, though. Like maybe your game corrected itself whenever you did 60. Or whenever you did 120. No 1080p 60 FPS while playing at 120. That is odd, dude. I don't know. I have never gotten that to happen on the S Plus. Even on Xbox. Like, it just black screens. You don't see anything. So that's why, like, I'm wondering on the Xbox if it like just like if the resolution corrected itself. Like, did you see for sure like the frame rate it was playing in? You send me a screenshot of that or something, man, because I'm curious to see how that could possibly be working. That seems like something from a movie. Like, I gotta know, man. That's wild, man. I really don't see how that could work, because it's literally in their specs that it cannot pass 120. I'm gonna go directly to their documentation. Yeah, like it says it right here. Yeah, these devices support 120 hertz input and capture. H60X, 4K 60 Pro, 4K 60 Pro Mark II. So those are the devices. So that's why I'm shocked that you could play in 120 on a 60 hertz like passing device. It's wild. Yeah, send that to me. That's very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. See, these devices do not support 120 at any resolution. So not even 720p. Not even 720p. And the S Plus is on this list. So I don't know, man. That doesn't make sense. That, like, from a technical perspective, for the device functionality, just doesn't make sense. So I don't know. Yeah, send me a video or a pic or something of that, and I can look and see how the heck is that even happening, or how is that possible? My guess is that when you plug in the capture card, it just corrects itself to what it can pass, which would be 60, and then like maybe the Xbox isn't showing that the frame rate has changed or something, and then it just, you keep playing, or you're seeing the frame rate in the game and maybe the game's not updating. I don't know, but like it's just not possible. So yeah, that's interesting. Thanks for sharing though, Doc Dan. Appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna go back to the response form here. Thank you guys that have submitted some questions. I appreciate it. This question's from Storm VR, and they ask, does the PS4 and PS5 games work with both PlayStations? Like the disc? So PS5 games would not work on PS4, but PS4 games, if you have the disc, would work on your PlayStation 5. So they are backwards compatible with each other. Obviously, you'll be playing the PS4 version of the game for the PS4 disc and everything. But you can buy the game on the PlayStation Store, and you'd be able to play on either one of the consoles. You just have to download the PS5 version, or you're downloading the PS4 version. So they each have their respective like consoles or systems that you can play on for each of those games, if it supports. Not all games have done a full port, but for at least majority of the games right now, yeah, you can do that. Pretty soon though, games will only be supported on PS5 based on like hardware limitation on PS4. But enjoy it while you can right now. And if you have the disc for PS4, you're fine. You're fine. You can play it on PS5. But thank you for your question, Storm VR. Appreciate it. I have a question from Game Daddy 88, and they asked, so if I have a boom mic, would that go into the computer or the capture card? Yeah, so the microphone, you want to plug that into the computer because that probably takes a USB input. And then from there, you can select that microphone in your stream software so that you can have your commentary recorded while you're gaming and people can hear you. And you can chat with your stream and it can be really engaging. So yeah, don't put that in the capture card. It won't work. Unless like some capture cards have the mic input. I just have a box of capture cards on me because why not? I just have props to showcase here. But like this capture card, the Kiwami one that I showcased in one of my videos, it actually has a mic port, but you have to use that 3.5 millimeter connection with like, let's say like a lav mic or something like that. And that can record audio from a device that's from a microphone, lavalier sort of type microphone. It'll pick up the audio of your voice through the capture card, and it can all be together as one audio source as it goes through along with your gameplay. So that's pretty handy. But like the majority of mics that you can plug into here are usually not that great. Even with some of the lav mics that are sold out there, they're usually pretty cheap. Most of the nice lav mics are like part of a lav system, and you can kind of manage them from a like central sort of interface, kind of like the DJI mics that they have. I think they're the DJI Go, I think that they're called. That's just an example of like some nice lav mic systems. It might be something else. I'm thinking probably of the Rode mics. But yeah, these are some examples of some mics that you could plug into this device like this. You plug it in into this like stereo jack mic basically, and it'll work. But then you have other like full lav mic systems like this one, the DJI mic. And I'm thinking of Rode Wireless Go. Those are the mics I'm thinking of. Like these are okay, but they still don't match a microphone like this, or a lav system. Like the quality of the mic just isn't there. So you're better off as someone starting out to just invest in like a real USB mic, in my opinion. But yeah, thank you for your question. All right, let's pull one from the chat here. We have a question from Game Daddy 88. Says, I have a small question. If I have a secondary mic, would I plug it into my capture card or laptop? Oh, okay, I think I just answered your question in the forum, but yeah, don't plug it into the capture card. Plug it into that laptop. But thank you for submitting your question. Yo, what's good, Dash the Hamster? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. PS4 or Xbox One S? I would go PS4. I think it has more features, better games. Just the whole PlayStation ecosystem, I think, is a little better. Maybe I'm a little biased because I've always been a PlayStation person. But I don't know. I think PS4 is the way to go. Unless you like playing a variety of games and you want to play them on the cheap, then you can go with the Xbox One S and try to get into Game Pass, all that. I'm pretty sure you can get Game Pass on the Xbox One. I don't own an Xbox One. I know I can access Game Pass on my Xbox Series S console. But yeah, if you can get into Game Pass, I think that's fine with the Xbox One S. But I wouldn't be shocked if they're gatekeeping it to Xbox Series S and X to get people to move over. Let me look that up really quick. Okay, yeah, you can play it on Xbox One and PC. Good. And mobile devices, right? Yep. So yeah, if you like playing a lot of games for cheap, yeah, definitely go for the Xbox One. But I think PS4 just has more games, better games, in just my overall opinion. That's just how I feel about it a little bit. But thank you for your question. I appreciate it. All right, I will go back to the forum here. See, we got some other questions to answer. Oh my God. I'm not saying that question out loud. You crazy. You crazy. You're crazy. Oh my gosh. Y'all are trolls. Yeah, if you like the cheap side, if there's not particular games you want to play, Cy Frank, then yeah, you can go with like an Xbox, so you can just play a whole bunch of games. Whole bunch of games. No, I don't think I can share it, Sentry. I can't share that troll comment. We might get in trouble on YouTube. It's about something big. Something is big. That's all I'm gonna say. I bet the person's like in the chat too that sent the message in. Like, maybe he'll say it. No. I don't think it'd get me banned. It's a little edgy though. I don't trust myself showing that. You never know. We could get nuked out of YouTube again. I just dealt with a strike last year. I mean, I wouldn't get a strike from this, but who knows? YouTube can be funny sometimes. You got a gaming desk? Which gaming desk did you get? I have another question. Well, not another question, but I have a question from Zafir. They asked, first question, why does my sound on OBS get delayed over time? And then it looks like the second question, after streaming for a while, the video shows and the sound comes after. I use PS5 and HD60X. So I'm wondering what computer you have, Zafir? Because when I was dealing with some bad hardware issues on previous computers and capture cards that were just not compatible, especially on Mac, I had that exact same issue where, like, at first your sound is fine, you're doing fine, you're all good for like 20-30 minutes, and then all of a sudden it just starts drifting off slowly and more and more. So the H60X definitely should not be doing that. But I'm wondering like what the specs of your computer are, because if your computer can't handle the hardware requirements of the capture card plus OBS, then you may run into those issues where your audio does drift out over time, because like after you're streaming or recording for like 20, 30, 40 minutes, you're just putting a lot of stress on your computer components. And if you don't have, if you don't meet a little bit over the minimum specs, yeah, you can run into those issues. You have an MSI GS63. What? Let me see if I can find what you're talking about here. See if we can find it on Amazon, so I can see exactly what you're running here. How old are we talking? Like 2010, 2015? Because I'm sure they've made updated models of this computer. Five years old? I mean, 5 years old isn't that bad. Depends on like what you bought, like what the specs were 5 years ago. Yeah, so that could be anything. I feel like for an MSI, it's a gaming computer. It should be a little better than that. I wonder what your settings are. Like if you have a dedicated graphics card, I would highly recommend putting the stress of streaming and recording on the graphics card. Try with that. So it should be like a hardware encoder of some kind. I might be able to show you like what I'm talking about in my OBS here. Let me try to show you. Get ready for some Inception. Just temporary though. It's just temporary. Yeah. Let me see if I can show you here. So I'm gonna go to my settings, and then let us go to our output. So you see how I have this the AMD as my encoder. So that's my dedicated graphics card. You should have something similar to that, or it should say like hardware encoder, H.264, something along those lines. And I would go with that over using X264 or a CPU. You want to avoid using that. So if you can put the strain on your computer to the graphics card, you should experience some better results. Like you can copy my settings. Anybody here can copy my settings. Go for it. Have fun with it. This is how I'm streaming today. It's how I stream my games too. This is what I use. So if like even with a 5-year-old machine, you shouldn't be in that bad a shape. To be honest, you should be okay, because I'm running this 2017 MacBook Pro with probably not as good as a graphics card as the MSI computer had. Yeah, I mean, yeah, GTX 1050. I mean, it is a bit old, but like that's still like it's a NVIDIA graphics card, not the newer ones, not like 20 or 30, but yeah, that's still fine. That's definitely better than whatever I'm using right now. I plan on upgrading myself, not necessarily to a PC right away, but I'm kind of eyeing up those new MacBook Pros, the M2s. Those are looking kind of toasty, so I might have to indulge in that a little bit and test those machines out, and actually keep it for myself this time, and see if we get better results. I'll be shocked if the streams run worse on the new Macs than what I have currently on this like janky boot camp Windows setup. We'll see. Sometimes I will say it's not always good to upgrade to the latest OBS versions. Sometimes they're not as stable as they should be, and sometimes you need to wait for the quirks to kind of get wrung out. I don't think we're like right on OBS 29. I don't usually try to even upgrade that often because things just break. Yeah, it looks like OBS 29 is in beta. Hold on. OBS down. I'm just checking the releases real quick. They're on 29.0.2. That feels very beta. Yeah. If you're having issues, I'd probably go to OBS 28 or something. That's just what I would do, because it's just not always stable. What version of OBS do I use? That is a great question. Watch me be on OBS 29.0.2. No, I should not be on OBS.29. I'm looking right now. We are not going to check for updates. I am on OBS 28.0.2. And I don't plan on upgrading right now. I definitely do not plan on doing it. Yeah, so this is what I'm on right now. That's really a kind of a beta-ish version. I should really update to something else, to be honest. I should probably go to like OBS 28.1 or something like that. But yeah, you should. Oh, no, we're not going to download that. I'm just trying to see the older versions. I know. Let's go to the download pages. Previous releases. So yeah, you can get your previous releases here. Very beta. Oh yeah, that's the 29.1 is beta. I'd probably just, stay away from the beta stuff unless you really like testing. And even some of the newer ones that are out, like they're not necessarily stable, that are not considered anything on their website is technically not beta anymore. It's not in testing, but it can still have stability issues. So yeah, testings, if they don't work and you try to tweak your settings and there's still issues, go back to a previous version. Goodness gracious, their notes are detailed. Like there's a lot of different changes that happen. Like I should probably like update to probably one of these, to be honest. But like my stuff's running fine. It's in alignment with whatever the current like Windows updates are, and there's no issues for me. So as long as there's no issues, I'm gonna keep things as is until further notice. And I have all the features that I really need right now. But yeah, probably sometime later I'll go to OBS 29 when I feel like dipping myself into the risky pool. But yeah, that's something to keep in mind, that yeah, it's not always updating will give you the greatest results at all times. Like updates have stability issues. There can be problems. So you just be careful to update to certain things. Ooh, very nice. I love to hear it. Got 2 monitors. Whew. Cooking, my friend, cooking. Spencer says, having a big issue with my capture card. Just bought it and it won't display to my monitor I game on. Also won't capture to Streamlabs. Have HECP disabled. Not sure what else to do. What capture card do you have? We were just chatting about this earlier, how if you're playing in 120, you might have a black screen or you might be having issues. So double check, like without the capture card connected, that you don't have 120 Hertz mode enabled. If your capture card can't support 120. So just check that, see if that resolves your issue. Double check, make sure all your cables are connected properly, and you should be able to get a signal to come through. You have the Elgato H60X. So yeah, with this capture card, it does support passing 120. It does support passing 120. So technically that shouldn't be an issue then if you are playing in 120, because the H60X is good for that. And if you have HECP disabled, I mean, you could have bad cable. That's a potential. Connections, your stuff isn't connected up properly. Might have the wrong configuration set up. So I actually have a little bit of a diagram that I can share, and just take a look at this. Make sure your stuff is set up exactly the way that I'm displaying it. And you should be able to get it to work. So HDMI in into the capture card. I mean, this can be the H60X. It's exactly the same process. And HDMI out to the monitor. Make sure the monitor can support 120 if you are playing at 120. And then output to the computer. And this is where you say your issue is right now. So I don't know exactly what computer you might have or what kind of interfaces you're working with. But USB 3.0 is something very important to pay attention to. If you're using like a different cable that didn't come in the box, you might be using a slow cable. If you're using slow cables like that support USB 2.0, then you could run into issues. So you're going to need to make sure your cables are good, and that you're also plugging your cable into a USB 3.0 port. All of those things have to match. With USB-C, it does support 3.0 and 2.0, so you should be fine regardless. But still, the cable would still need to be the fast cable that came in the box. Use that. Don't use random slow cables with these capture cards, because though the USB-C port supports 2 and 3.0, you still need to have the cable to support the speed that is coming out of the capture card. So you might have that issue. Are you plugging it into a dongle? You could be plugging it into a dongle, Spencer. If you're plugging in to dongles, those can also affect the connection. So you want to always have a direct connection into your computer. That's the best way to go about it. Sometimes, yes, it can work through a dongle. It does, and it can work. But you're relying on another piece of equipment to hold up so that you can be able to stream your gameplay and not have any issues. I've had dongles that have just crapped out on me and freeze and just completely mess up, or claim that they're 3.0 and really just don't support 3.0, and there's issues out of them. So just be careful if you're using stuff like that. So you're not using any dongles. All HDMIs work and all came from the boxes. Yeah, and you're plugging directly into your computer. That is very. Let me think here. Have you tried testing just in the Elgato app? I'm assuming you're on Windows here. So that's like one of the big troubleshooting steps that I would do is like, I don't even go to OBS. I don't even go to Streamlabs. I would just go right into the Elgato 4K utility tool and just try testing the connection there. See if it throws you any feedback or errors potentially. Sometimes it can say like, oh, your cable isn't fast enough, or you're not using the right speed or whatever. Which shouldn't be your case, but see if you can try to at least get the image to pop up there. And make sure your firmware and everything's up to date. It shouldn't require firmware because it's a UVC device, which means it just should be plug and play. But yeah, try to test in the 4K utility tool. Yes, on Windows, yeah, try the 4K utility tool. Make sure you download that, try that first and see what your results are and see if it throws you anything that could help, kind of narrow down your issue. Because that's kind of odd that you'd be having an issue, especially with the A60X. It's pretty plug and play. Like if you have HDCP disabled, there really shouldn't be anything else that would cause a hiccup that I'm thinking of. It's showing in the utility app, however, not displaying on your monitor. So if it's not displaying on the monitor and you're sure that HDMI cable is solid, like you got it now. You got it. All right, we solved somebody's problem tonight. I gotta clap for that. Let's go, Spencer. We're rolling. I love to hear it. Shout out to you, Spencer. That's awesome. I'm glad we got it straight. That's sick. Working on this for hours. Well, I'm glad you popped through to the stream, dude, and we were able to help you out and get you straight. That's sick. Glad it's working now, man. Right on. Well, thank you. Yo, appreciate it, Santiago. Thank you for the love, and I appreciate you coming through to the stream. Means a lot. Let me know if you have a question or anything you can submit in the forum. That goes for everybody here. If you have a question, feel free to throw it in the chat. Don't spam it, but you can throw it in the chat or put it in the forum so I can read it. Third Coast Gaming asks, why does my Elgato software run Smith when I stream on my Mac, but OBS or Streamlabs lags and runs slow? So the Elgato app, it is built for you not to have to do too many configurations. Thank you for coming through, Century. I appreciate it, bro. Much love to you. Have a great rest of your day, dude. I will catch you around. Thank you for hanging with me tonight. Thank you, Century. Century, you are the man. Wrong question. This one, not that one. That one. Yes, Third Coast. So the Elgato app, it's just meant for you not to have to do much configuration with it. But Streamlabs and OBS, you need to tinker with the settings a little bit. So depending on your computer, you're gonna need to go into your stream settings or your recording settings and kind of place them the way that you want. So that could be with, like, if you have a dedicated graphics card, put the strain on the graphics card so that you're not kind of putting everything on your CPU. And that also goes for Streamlabs desktop as well. You're gonna need to do the same thing if you're using those apps. The difference comes into, I mean, if you're using the graphics card, you don't have too much you have to do. You can set a bitrate. If you're setting a bitrate way too high that your computer can't handle it, you can start kind of lagging that way. Or if it's way too low, it'll look blurry. It won't look good. CPU. Let me get this. I thought I uploaded I literally just showed a picture of the settings just a second ago. Strange. I thought I didn't show a picture of my settings. I just put my settings up on the screen. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, here's a graph that I made some time ago. If you want to have a good, solid, at least like consistent recording, especially at 1080p, you can be between 3000 and 6000 at 30 FPS, or 4500 and 8000 bitrate for 60 FPS if you're going to be recording and streaming in that. Those are some good guidelines. If your computer can handle more, you can do more, especially if you're on a graphics card. I can show my settings again for what I'm running in OBS. I'm going to put it up on screen here. So I'm going to go to my stream settings, and I'm using the hardware encoder. If you have a hardware encoder, use that bad boy. If you're using X264, you're going to have an additional option down here for your encoding preset. And the encoding preset, if that is set to too slow, like usually fast, or like if you're going too slow basically, and your CPU isn't like a beast or like a Threadripper or something crazy, then you're gonna need to probably keep it at very fast, or make it super fast, or ultra fast doesn't look that great. But like that's so you can alleviate the lag. You're gonna have like the encoding preset is like the key to like stopping your lag. So let's say, for example, you put it at super fast. You might be lagging a little bit. Maybe you need to lower your bit rate a little bit more, like by intervals of 500, which is right here. I could just start adjusting this bit rate to like 5000, 4500 until the lag stops, and then just keeping that encoding preset in mind. Like if you're doing good or bad lag wise. If you're doing good lag wise, maybe you can test having your encoding speed a little bit slower to like very fast or faster. But if it's lagging, keep it at super fast or very fast or whatever. And you just play with the bit rate, and just keep lowering the bit rate if you keep lagging. That's really the big key. No other settings here really have that much great effect on your lag if you are lagging, unless you're trying to like record and stream in something crazy. Like I'm just doing 1080p 60 here. I bet the stream for some reason is still not in 1080p 60 or not showing up in 1080p 60. I have no understanding for that. Probably like an encoding problem, I'd imagine, with like my graphics card or whatever. I've been still trying to figure this out. It's a mystery. It's a mystery why you guys can't go to the settings icon and click 1080p 60 when I am streaming at 1080p 60. So whatever. But for you guys, if your computer isn't that good, don't try to do like 60 FPS or 4K. Try to do like just 30 or 720p 60 or 720p 30, just to get some usable quality. And then later on, you might get a better computer and you can run those settings without much of an issue. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Good stuff to keep in mind, just so you don't have laggy footage. Nobody wants laggy footage, right? Nobody wants laggy footage. So great question, man. Great question. Spencer said, if anyone else has this issue in the future, turning your PS5 settings to your monitor settings helps a ton. 1080p, 144 hertz monitor. Turning my display settings to 1080p and turning 120 hertz off helped. Yeah. It's definitely one way to definitely go about it. Because at least with 1080p, I mean, X260X, it supports up to 240. So you should be okay, even on a 140 hertz display. But yeah, matching it is definitely valuable. So that way your monitor isn't trying to do something and your PlayStation's trying to push something else and the frames aren't lining up and the capture card's like, oh my God, what are we doing? What are we pushing? So yeah, that's a good way to think about it. So yeah, nice tips. and I'm glad you're learning this stuff. It's good to get together, and once you like know it, like you're in good shape. You can just kind of roll with things from there. So great questions, guys. Great questions. Yeah, we're learning together tonight. I like it. Let's see. If you guys have any questions, put them in the forum, and we can answer some of them here. So we got a question here from Luffy, and they ask, I have a MacBook Air M2 and the Elgato H60X, but I still get a black screen when trying to stream with OBS on my PS5. It says HDMI something when it's black screen. I was thinking it's maybe your TV. This sounds like it might be the HECP thing. If you're using PS5, yeah, you're using PS5. So without the capture card connected, go into your settings. Actually, I could show you. My stuff isn't really hooked up. My stuff isn't really hooked up right now. I want to show you exactly where that setting is. But it's, essentially, you need to disable HDCP. So let me show you where that is on the PlayStation 5. We're going to turn it on. We're going to show you in live demo style, baby. All right, hopefully nothing crashes. God forbid. Stream crash. Oh, so you did the thing? You did the HECP? Disable? If you did, then you should be good. Especially with the H60X, because it doesn't have issues with 120. I would, like I said earlier, with like the cabling issue, make sure like you're using a Mac here. You're using a Mac. So I'm wondering, are you using any like dongles in between your connection? Are you not using a direct connection? Because I know the cable that comes out the box with the Elgato is USB-A to USB-C. It's super speed. That's good, but it won't necessarily work for a direct connection to the Mac. And if you're using a dongle that is like doesn't, I mean, it should support 3.0. But I would just make sure whatever port you're plugging into in the dongle supports USB 3, because there's some adapters that support some 2 ports or 3 ports. So you need to make sure that it's going from 3 to 3 if you're plugging it into a dongle. It has to go from 3 to 3. And even then, depending on the dongle, it doesn't always work. I've noticed. So that's why I use this amazing piece of equipment from Godspin, actually. And it gives me a direct connection from my capture card to the computer. This is also in my Amazon store. Here it is here. It's a little pricey for a cable, but it's really, really good. It's really, really good. Like, I've been using this for probably, I think, 4 years now. Oh my goodness, 4 years. But this cable hasn't frayed. It hasn't untwined. I don't know. It hasn't messed itself up. It's been reliable. It's been so great. It can fast a very high speed of data, and it's just really solid. It's really, really solid, and it allows you to directly connect from the capture card to your computer. And I've messed with like a lot of capture cards here. H60X is here. So yeah, USB-C end. Plug it on in. And then on the other side of this, it goes right to your computer. Just direct connection, especially with Mac. So with Macs, it's kind of important that you do that. Saves you a lot of headache. Saves you a lot of headache. Yo, what's good, Mr. Troll? Welcome to the stream, dude. How's it going? Thank you for your question, by the way. Much appreciated, Luffy. Hopefully that it's able to help you out a little bit. Do you play any video games? Yes, I do play video games. I like to play video games. I'm a video game player. Is the H60X the best capture card? I think I think the best capture card is this bad boy right here, the EVGA XR1 Pro. Let's get a little focus in there for it. Oh yeah, that's it right there. EVGA XR1 Pro. I think that this one's the best. It's a little bit better, in my opinion, over the HD60X. This capture card is just a little bit more flexible. It also allows you to use a chat link cable for people who want to pull audio from their controller. They can do so with no problem with this capture card. Like, you don't have to switch it in software. You just plug it in and it switches automatically for you. And it's great for Mac users and Windows, especially Mac, because the HD60X has no software that you can even use on the Mac, like directly Elgato software. Of course, you can use OBS, Streamlabs, but like if you need to use that line import on the capture card, you can't on the HD60X. On the EVGA XR1 Pro, it's a lot more flexible. You can also adjust the volume controls right on the capture card as well. And then they didn't even like send this to me for free. I had to buy this and everything. I'm not sponsored by them, so this is totally like unbiased right now. But yeah, you can actually adjust the audio levels on both sides of this device. So you can listen to your audio through one of the ports here on the left side, and then on the other side, that's where you can plug in your audio from your controller if you're using a ChatLink Pro cable or something like that. And it just switches automatically. Like, it's a bit more versatile than the H60X, and it's a little cheaper. I think that's the best part. It's a little bit, actually, it's a lot cheaper right now. Holy crap! I didn't know it was this cheap right now. This device kind of fluctuates like crazy. Like sometimes it's like $200, and other times it's like $140 or $160. Now it is $120. That is unreal for this capture card right now. Unreal. Like it's so good. It does everything that the H60X can do. Maybe not all like the HDR stuff, I don't believe, but if you don't, well, yeah, it does do HDR, true HDR. Yes, it does do HDR. I'm thinking of another capture card that didn't do the HDR, but that might have been the, not the AverMedia. It probably was the Kuami capture card I tested here that didn't do past the HDR. But like I said, this device can truly do it all. It's really good, and like you're not gonna have a problem, especially for this price. My goodness, that is a great price for a device like that. Versus going here, you gotta go name brand, right? Not necessarily. For $200, like you're paying for the name, but you're getting the same thing here. I will say though, the support that Elgato has is like top notch. So if you want to make sure you have the backing of a company that will support you through and through, Elgato is definitely will do that for you. But it's a capture card. Like, how many issues can you possibly have once you actually get it going? Like, unless it's broken or there's some issue, like Elgato will send you a replacement like pretty quickly too, like if that's identified. So they're very good about that. But you're gonna be in great shape either way with a capture card like this. S Plus, I don't recommend the S Plus anymore. It's just it's kind of obsolete at this point. Not completely obsolete, but it's just not really. It's like it's really end of life. It's not. It's done. It's kind of just old at this point. It's being phased out. And I'm trying to say it in like the nicest way, but it's pretty old tech at this point. There's a whole new generation of capture cards out today. And the S Plus, it's good if you're only going to be playing in 60, but like the PS5, Xbox Series S and X, you can have the ability to play your games in 120. And the S Plus just can't do that. You can't play in 120 on the S Plus. So you're losing a whole set of features on the new consoles. Even if you're a PC gamer, you can't play over 60. Like, at least to pass it. You can't pass it. So you can't play it and pass it, and it's a really big detriment if you're on your PS5 and Xbox Series SX. You want to be able to play your games to the fullest capacity. You want to take advantage of 120. So, yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. It's still a good capture card, but for the price, it's just not worth it at all. It's really just not worth it. I have a potato PC, but I don't know anything about the inside. I want to upgrade, but I don't know where to start. I think the first thing you have to ask yourself is, what are you going to be doing on the PC? Are you going to be doing heavy duty gaming? Do you want to play like max settings? Or are you just trying to record and stream gameplay? Like if you're just recording and streaming, you aren't going to need specs that are as demanding. Like you can have like lower tiered system. I would still go with like a gaming PC, but you can get a cheaper gaming PC. Maybe with like a 1650 graphics card in it or something. Like it doesn't have to be something crazy like a 30 series or 40 series. Goodness, if you can even find 40 series graphics cards. But I actually have a whole list of computers that I kind of put together on my Amazon page, kind of as a little bit of guide rails. I might make some updates to this soon. I usually update it every few months or so. So we're probably due for a little bit of an update here. You're going to be streaming on Twitch about my PC for $600. I think that's solid, dude. That is totally solid. That's fine. I don't know exactly what specs you got. But if you have any sort of dedicated graphics card and you're not trying to game and stream at the same time, like you'll be all right. You'll be perfectly fine. I'm wondering what processor you have too. i5, Ryzen 5, even Ryzen 3s, they're okay. They're okay. But the big thing is having a graphics card of really any sort when streaming. Just anything. Like if you have a business laptop, it's gonna kind of struggle. Like for example, it looks like they raised the price of this thing. No way I'd put this on this list for that amount of money. They must have like raised the price on this thing. Like, yeah, the CPU is good, but for this amount of money, guys, you could get like a dedicated graphics card. I might remove this one from the list. It wasn't this much when I added it. Like that's incredibly expensive when you could get something, close in price. This is why I want to do a video. I have it on my list as an idea, like comparing like a business laptop or just a general laptop at one price point and comparing it to a gaming laptop at a similar price point and kind of seeing the differences that you get out of those machines. But just as an example, like this laptop is pretty close in price to that laptop we just looked at. And you're getting a 1650 in this. And that's very solid. So if you have just any dedicated graphics card, man, you'll be fine. When am I building my home PC? It'll probably be a couple years, to be honest. Like I'm thinking I'll probably just get another Mac first, just because I just need something that's reliable for streaming, but also I can edit on. And I just don't think I need my own PC yet, because first off, I'd rather have like a bigger space, bigger studio, and a place to like put it, I guess. Like where I'm at now, it's gonna be like I'm just cramming it in. It feels like if I put it here, with my current setup. But yeah, probably in a couple of years, maybe it might be worth for me to have. But I just kind of want to work with my Mac, a new Mac first, so I can take advantage of my editing software and still run Windows and Mac. I kind of like doing it. I get the best of both worlds right now. The best of both worlds. What CPU do you have to go with this? And 200 FPS, like depending on the resolution you're playing in, might be pushing it with a 1650. If you have like a similar laptop to what I kind of just showed up on screen here, depending on the resolution, 200 FPS might be a bit much. 120, fine, you know. But 200, on, you know, I'm sure you have like a like PC tower or something, but even still, 200 might be pushing it, depending on the computer. You can let me know. Game hacks. Where is my live stream channel? This is the live stream channel. Yeah, dude, we just live stream on this channel. I don't have time to like daily stream. If I had this gig full time, then probably I could stream much more, like on a dedicated like gaming live stream channel. But I just don't have time at all. Like if I streamed a bunch, I would have no time. Like no time to make videos. No time. Or the videos would suffer. Because that's the problem I had over a year ago. I was just streaming so much to where my video quality was just taking a hit. Like the videos just weren't as good. Like I was tired in the videos, or like it would take even longer to get edits out. There was just a quality downgrade. So that's why I made the decision, like, okay, we got to just do like weekly streams, because I can't do like 3 days a week, 4 days of streaming plus working full time and trying to get streams in and record videos and edit those videos. It's just not enough time in a day. If we get 48 hours in a day and I didn't have to sleep for like 15 of those hours, then I would be good. It would be doable. But yeah. Yo, what's up, Game Life? Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you coming through. How much are you saying gaming computers? A good gaming computer, I would spend between $1,000 to $1,500. If you want, like, that's just to kind of have a lot of freedom in their hardware and the things you can do with it. But if you're on a budget, at least try to go for around $600 to $800 at an absolute minimum. I feel at an absolute minimum, but you're gonna get a lot more bang for your buck if you can spend between $1K to $1,500. Like that's the sweet spot, honestly, for getting something really good and really solid. Oh, graphics cards? Okay, not gaming computers. Graphics cards usually go for the hundreds, and if you're buying off resellers, in the thousands. I think the graphics card craze has kind of died off a little bit here. But I'll show you like how much your graphics cards. They're just in the hundreds. They're not like absorbent amount of money, but like some of the newer ones, well, 30s are the 360s, 370, 380s. They're not necessarily brand spanking new. They've been out for a while now at this point. But yeah, they're going to be between $300 to $400 for these graphics cards. These are more higher end graphics cards, like top tier that you can get. I wonder if Amazon has the 40 series on there. I kind of doubt it, right? Oh, they have a 4090, $2,000. Woo! That ain't worth it. And most people won't even get the most out of these graphics cards. You got to have the right motherboard to go with it. You got to have the right CPU. It's good to like put these parts together on like PC Builder. I think it's PCBuilder.com or PC Part Picker or Newegg or something. Like put your components together and see what you're going to be building before you just buy a bunch of ad hoc parts and trying to slap it all together. Like use an actual PC Builder website so that everything comes together the way that you want. Low end. Let's see. Let me see the price of the 1650s. These are like 100 to 200. Definitely on the more affordable side. This is the GeForce. It's a little bit better price. If we just look up graphics cards on Amazon, let's see what they throw your way. Of course, the 30s. Yeah. 30s. Let's put in cheap. I just want to see what kind of stuff's coming up, and I can kind of give you like a sense if it's worth or not. I wouldn't probably get these. I would not get these. Like if I was building my own computer, I mean, even on a budget, I don't think I'd spend it on these. I think, like, you have these, but I mean, it's like these are all. It's okay, right? It's okay. But you're not. It's not like a super, powerful setup though. For a super powerful setup. Maybe the 1650 could be, a good move to go with here. I'm gonna go back to my shop because I put some graphics cards on my list. So like these are kind of the ones that I would mostly recommend, but they're a little bit on the higher side, like the 30 series, and even there's a 20 series here. But probably the 1650 I think would be the best one to save up for because it's not like way overpriced, but it's like it's a decent price at least. It's not crazy. It's not insane. And definitely open to suggestions for Mr. Troll here about graphics cards. If somebody else has other like better, cheaper recommendations that they've worked with hands-on before, feel free to let us know. Thank you for coming through again, Game Life. He says your streams are always great to attend. Well, thank you. I love attending the streams. I like running the streams. So thank you, dude. Let me go back to the question forum here. Let's see who's next on the list. You can send it to me directly on Discord. You can just DM it to me. I think I'm, yeah. Or you can throw it in their membership chat too. Yeah, 1650, dude. You'll get a nice quality stream. Okay, let's see here. We have a question from Osama, and they ask, "What's a good bit rate to stream with for upload speed? 4 megabit per second upload speed." So I'm gonna assume. Let's just assume that you don't have like a ton of devices on your network that are trying to upload at the same time, or do things while you're trying to stream. Because that's the most important, the bandwidth there for your upload pipe. But for this case, let's say you're doing like a 720p 60 or a 1080p 30 stream. I'd feel okay. Like the quality won't be incredible, but if you put it to 3000 kilobits per second, which is basically equal to 3 megabits per second, so you're giving yourself a little bit of a buffer, like at least a 1 meg buffer, which isn't like a ton, but for your internet speed, it's something. So that way you don't have lag issues, but just make sure that people are off the internet when you're streaming, so that you don't encounter issues. That's what I'd say. And this in general, it follows in the steps of just having a relatively consistent quality for your stream. So this is like my little chart that I came up with. And if you're at 3000 at 1080p 30, you'll be okay. Even 720p 60, if you want to run that, you can. Or 720p 30. If you do a 720p 30 type of stream, you can knock the bitrate even lower. I wouldn't go anywhere lower lower than 2500 if you're still experiencing a little bit of lag. But this should give you at least a decent setup. And if you can plug your either be right next to the router, very close to the router, or plugged in directly into the router using an Ethernet cable, that'll give you a consistent stream of internet connectivity. Because with that low of an upload speed and you're on Wi-Fi, it could fluctuate at any time, especially if people are using the Wi-Fi or doing anything on your internet. So keep that in mind. Hopefully your download speed is better. Let's hope, because that'll really affect the stream if you have both are low, but the most important is upload speed. So it's good that you know what your upload speed is and how to put it there. So definitely try anywhere between 3000. If 3000 is still a little iffy, try 2500 and have a direct connection from your computer, from your router with a Ethernet cable, so that you can get the best connectivity, so that you don't experience any roller coaster rides of issues for your internet while streaming. So thank you, Osama, for the question. Happy streaming. All right, so we got I don't know if did I answer this question. Let's see. I don't think I answered this question from Storm VR. They asked, would you suggest the Logitech Lightspeed gaming headphones? I'm trying to find some good ones to use because I might start a gaming channel soon. So tell me if you recommend them, but if not, are there some that you would suggest? So I'm not like super familiar with these headphones. Let's take a look at what they offer, what the features are, and I can kind of tell you if I would get them or not. So they're these ones here. 63% off right now. I mean, if they're on sale like this, I would buy them. Like no question. I would just get them. That's a great price right now. Outstanding price. I wouldn't blink because there's some other headphones like in this price range, like the Razer Kira headphones like that I have. I have those. There's even more expensive ones out there. Like, you know, your Astros. Those are way more expensive. But I would put this in like the category of like the Razer Kira headsets. And Logitech, they've always been pretty solid. Like, obviously, this is going to be like a little bit of a cheaper kind of Logitech headset. But no, I mean, I would probably get these, especially at that price, for what they're offering here. Let me go down here a little bit and take a look. Yeah, Bluetooth over ear. That's good. That's good. If you don't like them, if you don't like the way they sound or feel in your head, always send them back. Yeah, noise cancellation isn't the end of the world. Like, these headphones I have here aren't even noise cancellation, and they were very expensive. Like, I don't know, noise cancellation isn't always necessary. Plus, if your mom or something yells at you, you'll be able to hear instead of making it look like you're ignoring her. Yeah, a lot of people have paid $60 for these, dude. Like, I would get these right now. If they're this cheap, I would get them. Like, it's Logitech. They're a reputable brand. Like, I definitely trust Logitech. They're a solid company. So I think anything they make is going to be fine. $18 hours of battery life. Nice. PlayStation and Nintendo Switch. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you're on PC, PlayStation, yeah, you'll be fine to use this, and you can plug it directly into the console using the adapter there. Cool. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, it's such a good price. That's a great price, man. Like, it should, yeah, no brainer for me. Like, if I was looking for something and I saw that deal, that's great, man. I might add these to my list too, because I think these are, you know, they're good, they're decent. I do have some other ones on my list. So I might update it with that, you know, for like from a gaming headset perspective. Like the Sony Endzone I have here. The Arctis Nova Pros obviously are really good. I mean, some of these headphones I think are very, very solid. Philips, of course, yeah, these are always good. They're not some of these aren't necessarily gaming headsets. They're more so like pinpoint, like great audio. This one's pretty good and comes with noise cancellation, but it's a little bit more. It's not in that cheap price range. Like, I bet these headphones, I'd put money on that these headphones are better than like the PlayStation Pulse 3D headset. Like this, it just like even like the fabric or the leather, it just started unraveling on the sides, and I just don't think the audio sounds that good. I can hear so much of my surrounding too. Like they're not supposed to be noise canceling, but I just don't think that they're They're just a little too bulky and plasticky. I don't know. I'm not crazy about those headphones anymore. I wasn't ever really that crazy about it. Yeah, I think I'll add these ones to my list. I think those are pretty good for the price. I think like the ones I was mentioning earlier. I think was it the Razer Kyra Pros? Like this is the one that I have for like Xbox. They do have one for PlayStation 5, but these are $90 right now. They're so expensive. so expensive. So you're better off getting something like that Logitech one. It's really good. But these headphones are pretty good too, in my opinion. They're comfortable. But good find. Good stuff. Let's see. What other questions we have here? We have a question from Spartan. And they ask, what do you think of this setup I'm going for? All right, let's take a look-see, why don't we? See what we got. Intel Core i5, 13th gen, 14 core. My goodness gracious. Core, What's the total price? 2100. This is so cool with the PC part picker site. 4070, man, you're balling. Did this man just send me this to flex? Motherboard's always very important. I want to see more about this. Oh my. It's like a review of it someone put on. Yeah, there's a lot of specific technical features of this that you may or may not want. I mean, in my eyes, this is like, it's good. It's definitely a good piece of hardware. It's definitely an expensive build, but probably would be more if you got a pre-built like this. At least there's a very good chance. M.2, yeah. Samsung's good for storage for M.2s. They have good PCIe connected storage devices. Yeah, man, this is good. Like I don't have any qualms with this, man. It might be a little pricey, but I mean, you're getting a beast of a machine. You're getting a monster. Like you'll be good. I mean, even with an i5, I mean, like it's, if you had extra money, could you go for the i7? Yeah, you could, I guess. But you know, either way, like it's a newer i5 with 14 cores. Gosh, like quad core used to be the big thing. I remember that just not long ago. And now we're getting into these multi-core machines. Like with a CPU that nice, like you could probably stream off the CPU and then game off the graphics card or vice versa. I mean, I'd game off the graphics card if you're going to have it on one machine, but this is a machine built for streaming and recording at the same time. Like Definitely, you can do it. Beast machine though. Thank you for the flex. I like your build. I like your build, my friend. I like your build. All right, we have B Herd's Elgato that keeps flickering. What's going on with your Elgato, man? What's going on with it? Which Elgato do you have? I agree. Yeah, the headsets are. I mean, the one I have is really solid. It's been good for a while. So let's guess here what maybe your issue could be if it's flickering. Flickering to me sounds like a bad cable, or using a dongle or something like that's like kind of like the first thing I think about if my stuff was flickering. Like if something needs to get switched out. It could be a bad port even. Hopefully not a bad port. That would be a nightmare. But yeah, maybe the HDMI cable's bad. Maybe something's not plugged in fully. Make sure HECP is off. Sometimes it'll flicker back and forth, like slowly, but it comes in and out if HECP isn't disabled if you're on PS4 or PS5. So that could be a reason why you're flickering as well. My guess would be like the cabling or something though. That's my best guess right now. That's what I would think. But yeah, try those testing options out. Try to use different cables. Try to use different ports and see if you're getting the same results. Yo, what's good, Mind Game? I see you in the chat. Thank you for coming through to the stream. All right, let me go back to the forum here. We got a couple more questions left. Hey, what the heck are these names, dude? I'm start putting the one question things on, man. All right, we got a question from Mr. Choya. They asked, what should be my first graphics card for a broke 20-year-old with a potato PC? Well, I mean, you have a few options. I would always go the GeForce route if you're gonna have a starter graphics card. We looked at some just a wee little bit earlier for some good options, and I will go back and pull them up for you. Yeah, so you have one option here, the Asus. It's okay. I mean, these things are just like, you know, I mean, they're not going to be a beast, you know, machines. I mean, I don't even know exactly what kind of inputs that you have for your computer, but anything Asus GeForce is going to do you well. You could look at the 10 series. I don't know how much like your budget is. So you have some of these. Could get yourself a renewed graphics card, which isn't always bad. Yo, thank you, Face Yoda, for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you. Got the 1650 here again. That's probably my number one recommendation for most people, to be honest. If they need something cheap, would be the 1650. Because anything else, I mean, it's just, you know, more so on the older side, or you're going to be paying a lot more if you want to get like, you know, into one of these different, I guess, higher end graphics cards. And with the 1650, they do have quite a few options that you can go with. Yeah, 1660, that's right. Yep. 1660. And like these cards aren't obsolete. Like they're still usable. People use them. It's not like a total knockoff brand. You're getting like a good backing from like a reputable company that's worked with graphics cards for a number of years. AMD also has some graphics cards you could look at. Yeah, the 1650. Let's check the prices of the 1660s right now because these things fluctuate sometimes. Yeah, a little bit more, but still, like it's kind of like the next level up. if you want to get something just a little bit more powerful. And these are compatible with like a variety of different configuration builds. So that shouldn't be much of an issue for you. Yeah, 1650, 1660s are good options. I'm wondering what AMD has up on Google right now. Or Amazon right now. See something that I am familiar with here. I think I have something. No, it's not exactly this, but it's like I have a small graphics card that's still doing pretty well. I think I have like the 450 in my Mac, but it's working. It's cooking. It's cooking. Yeah, these are their standard graphics cards. Definitely a bit on the more expensive side. Yeah. Also going to depend on your budget. But cheap to me, like probably 100 to 300 max at a minimum. These ones aren't, I mean, yeah, something like this isn't too bad. My graphics card is similar to this, actually. The AMD one that I have. I have a AMD Radeon Pro. But like, it's not great for heavy duty gaming, but it'll do the job. It'll absolutely do the job. It'll do the job. But I think it's worth it just to spend a little bit more, get something a little bit more higher end. Even something to this, like this. You can even note this one down. It's a pretty good, decent one as well. A few steps up, multiple steps up from what I have. And it's a good, just like entry level card. So I would take those three. Either a 580, you can go the 550 if you want to go a little bit, even a little bit less. And then I would, on the GeForce side, I would check out the 1650 and then 1660 if you want to go a little bit more, if you have a little bit of a higher budget. If you can ball a little bit higher, you can even go with something like this as well, which is, a little bit more, the 6700. There's even like 7000 series and higher out now. But yeah, I think from like a budget standpoint, you'd be good with any of those four, at least to getting started. So thank you for your question. I appreciate it. Yo, what's good, Rashon? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for popping through. Alrighty. Alrighty. Well, I think those are all the questions. We hit every question in the forum and skipped the two troll questions. But yeah, let me know, guys, in the chat if you have any additional questions you want to hit me up about. Is it available? H60X Plus? Yeah, you can get it, but I don't think it's worth it. Like even on Amazon, I wouldn't buy this thing. It's $188. Don't get this. Just get the H60X. It's going to be way more worth your money if you want to get an Elgato. You don't obviously have to get an Elgato though. My number one capture card recommendation right now is the EVGA XR1 Pro. That's what I recommend people go with right now. I think it's the best, and it's at a good price point, and it's cheaper than the H60S Plus, and you're gonna get even more features out of it, or at least equal. I would say at least equal, but what I say a little bit extra is because you get these two additional ports, and I have this capture card on me right now. I shared it earlier in the vid, So I have it like next to me, but it's a really solid device because you can listen to your game audio or whatever audio is coming through your capture card, and then you can also send audio to it right here, like chat-link cable. With like compared to the H60X, it doesn't switch automatically that chat-link audio, but with this capture card, it does it automatically for you, which is freaking sick. Yo, some sign guys in the house. What's good, dude? How have you been, my friend? I hope you're well. You haven't posted on YouTube in like a couple months. Hopefully you're still doing good, man. And you're peaked over like 1.1K on YouTube, so congratulations, man. Love to see it, man. Love to see it. Which is the best capture card for gaming? I would say the same one that I just mentioned here. Definitely this one. I think this is the best one. It has really good response time. Still one of the lowest. It works if you're playing in 120. Works if you're playing in 1440p, 4K. Obviously not 4K 120. No capture cards right now out here support 4K 120. But if you're doing 1440p, 120, like you're solid on any of these capture cards. You will be Gucci. So yeah, I think this is my number one. 4K support? Yeah, you can do 4K on this. You can do 4K. You can capture up to 4K 30, and then you can pass up to 4K 60. And for 2K, you can do up to 144 hertz here as well, which is really good. For PS5, obviously, be doing it in 120, but yeah, that's at least it's nice to have that option. It's very, very nice. So yeah, this is just my top recommendation for capture cards. You guys can watch my capture card comparison video too, that I put up not too long ago. And here's all the specific passing resolutions. So if you're at 1080p, you can go up all the way to 240 in HDR, which is the same with the H60X. But I just, you know, from my testing, this thing has a little bit more features, just a little bit more flexibility compared to the H60X. And it also doesn't mess up my color profiles like the H60X did from the like HDR tweaking that the H60X has done for me in the past. This capture card has just been reliable for me through and through. So it's definitely my number one out of them all. So I highly, highly recommend. Plus it's on sale right now, 45% off, 45% off. So I have links and stuff for this. If you guys want to get it through my links, you don't have to, but it does support the channel. If you do get it through my links. So it should be in the description below. You can go to my Amazon store. I have a whole page for the capture cards. You guys can check these out. But yeah, the Avga XR1 Pro is definitely my favorite. Absolutely my favorite. And I use this. Well, the one I'm using right now that I have hooked up is the AverMedia Live Gamer Extreme 3, which is also like, that's probably my second favorite. It's my second favorite. I just haven't unplugged it, but moving forward, I will be using this capture card just because I can record in 4K using OBS. I can't record in 4K with this capture card using OBS, which is why I put it second. If I did have the ability to record in 4K, I'd probably tie these as my favorite. The AverMedia and the Avga XR1 Pro. I'd probably tie them, but the fact that I can't record up to 4K like I can with this one in OBS, that's a knock against this capture card, unfortunately. So. Subscribe to YouTube channel like this thing. Wait, is it popping up? Let's see if my thing pops up. Oh, like this kind of thing, like the animation. Is that what you're talking about, Rashon? I had that made on Fiverr, and then I just threw it into OBS. I got it done for like $6-7 altogether. Like the gig that I paid for was $5, and like they made something really nice and graphical. Because anything I would have made, it'd be very static and kind of plain. It wouldn't be interesting. Like this animation is. Like it pops up, it swooshes up, and it looks really cool. But if you're not going to use Fiverr, I recommend checking out. Hold on a sec. I'm looking up the animations here. So yeah, there's another website here called Creator Set. So you can also get some products from here as well. And again, they're relatively affordable, but once you have it done, like you're set for a while. Like, see how they have an animation. I actually got some work done by them a while ago. But stuff like this is pretty cool. So you can get your animations up. It's just on Creator Set. So just go to Google, type in Creator Set, and they also have some animations that you can buy. They also have it for Twitch, like this. Nothing nice looking is free though, by the way. Nothing nice is free. So yeah, let me know if you have other questions about that, Rashawn. But yeah, for me, I did the Fiverr route because you get the best animations out of that. Unless you really want to learn how to do it yourself, which is totally possible, but it's going to be a learning curve for sure. Like if you're using what, like Cinema, I don't know if you use Cinema 4D with it, but probably like After Effects. Bam. Gotti Jr. I'm having audio issues. I have the H60X. I'm streaming to OBS and then Twitch. Took me forever to get it to work. Now I just have echo from my voice chat. Which console are you using? Is it the PS5? Because PS5 has like a known like issue where it just echoes weirdly for some reason. And I found like the only way to really fix it is either have somebody in your party change their mic or you try to change your microphone. It's really annoying, but yeah, PS5 for some reason has those weird chat issues or audio issues. I've had the issue even without streaming sometimes. Gaming stream, I want to plan one in probably 2 weeks. Because I know we haven't done a gaming stream in a while, and I'm thinking Fortnite for it too. So stay tuned for that one, man. But that one's coming pretty soon. Very, very soon again, because I know we haven't done one in a while. But I think next week I'd want to do a probably channel reviews. And then after that, then the following week, I have a special sort of stream we're gonna do. I'm not gonna spoil what that stream is gonna be, but in addition to that stream, I want to do a gaming stream. So stay tuned. I'll give you more information about it. But yeah, I know we have another gaming stream coming up soon. But in the meantime, I'm working like on a ton of videos. I'm trying to get them complete. Fine. I have like 2 or 3 I'm working on in like parallel right now. So it's been my main focus. But yes, it might just be. It might just be. Oh man, you never know. Yeah, we got to do another gaming stream. It's been too long. It's been too long, man. And we haven't played Fortnite, I don't think, at all this year. Oh my goodness. Like for a stream, we haven't played Fortnite. We gotta get back on it. We gotta get back on it. People have told me like, yo, the new season's really good. So we gotta try it. We gotta try it. Yeah, so if you're on PS5, then yeah, you probably have that weird echo problem. You know, and I doubt that you probably have something playing out loud somewhere. If you do, just make sure it's muted, of course. But with the PS5, you're probably hearing the echo from the PlayStation itself. And that's a PlayStation bug. It's a PlayStation problem. And like I said, whenever I played with friends, like I've had them change their microphones and then it works. Like the fix is a lot better. Like the echo goes away. It's the strangest thing. It's the strangest thing, but that's how it's been working. Using a tap mic setup. Yeah, I mean, even if it's a tap mic, I mean, you know, see if you can switch it out. Switch it out with something else, or have like your party just try to have them test switching their microphone, because they're the ones that are echoing, right? So if they switch their mic to something else, see if the echo goes away. And if it does, then yeah, you're experiencing the PlayStation bug, which I'm shocked they haven't fixed yet. That's crazy. That's like, wow. Like that's still happening. It is honestly only happy because the sniper is back. Oh, like the bolt or the heavy sniper. Or all of them are back. Are all of them back? I don't know. Yep, no problem, Junior. Happy to help you out. Stormfear says, you probably already answered this. I wasn't in the stream for a while because I was watching a movie with my family. All good, bro. But could you tell me when in the stream you answered my question? Oh, I mean, it was probably maybe an hour ago. Let me see if I can go back to your question real quick and give you kind of like the cliff notes of what it was. Oh yeah, you asked, does the PS4 and PS5 games work with both PlayStations? So yeah, they do. If you have the disc PS4 version, then you can play it on your PS5. You can play the PS4 version on your PlayStation 5. But the PS5 disc wouldn't work on the PS4. So the PS5 is backwards compatible with PS4. Or you can buy the games from the PlayStation Store and download either the PS5 or the PS4 versions. And majority of the games, they work. They work. You had another question? Let me see. Yeah, you had this one here. The headphones. Yeah, I showed this to the whole stream, and I was telling everybody, like, yeah, the headphones, those Logitech headphones are great. Like, especially since they're on sale right now. Like, they're on a steal of a sale. Yeah, these ones right here. I think they're totally worth it. I mean, I don't know, how, longevity-wise, how they'll hold up, but I think just from the fact that they're $80 headphones and they're $30 right now, it's a no-brainer. No-brainer. Go ahead and get these. Go ahead and get them. They're good enough. Logitech's a reputable brand. You're going to be getting some solid equipment. OPJ raid. Yo, appreciate it, OPJ. Thank you, my guy. I appreciate it. Welcome, OPJ friends. Welcome to the stream. We're just chatting about tech, so if you have stream questions that you want answered, I'm here to help you out with some questions and answer sessions for you. Much love from OPJ. Much love from you guys. I see y'all. Thank you guys for popping through to the stream. Let me know if you guys have any tech questions or if you need help with anything you guys are working on tech-wise. Yo, thank you, OPJ, for the raid. I really, really appreciate it, dude. Hope your stream went well. What did you stream? Did you do Rocket League? What did you do? What did you stream today? What did OPJ stream today, guys? Love the OPJ army. What a guy. Thank you guys. Rocket League. All right. Yes, you dude. I love Rocket League. I love Rocket League. Love Rocket League. Dude, it's honestly probably one of my favorite games. Like especially right now. Like, it's the game that if I wanna play a game, that feels like that's always my go-to. I always turn it on. So yeah, thank you guys for popping through. Let's see. I wanted to answer up some more questions here. Narc Karma asks, "Sup, how you been?" I've been good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. Is it best to have wired or wireless keyboard in mouse equipment? I mean, I think it's up to you what you really want to go with. From like a response rate time, I would go a wired keyboard and a wired mouse, so that way you get the closest interaction possible when you're gaming. And there's no bit of latency that you could possibly have. Of course, only if you have like network latency. That's something different. But if you want to not have latency, at least in the wireless space, yeah, go with the wired connection on both of those. I would definitely go that route. You'll be better. You'll be better. You'll have that little bit of an edge. It might be 0.00123 of a second, but you're gonna have a little bit of an edge. So yeah. Hopefully that helps answer your question there on that. What you said, I wish the Bolt was back, but it's not. No longer can live up to the name Blue Bolt like back then. You're still a Bolt at heart. If the Bolt ever comes back, then you can be Blue Bolt again. Fortnite's gotta bring back some of those old weapons. They like to do little fun rotations in that game. I gotta go back and see what Fortnite's doing. I haven't really played a lot in a while. Let's see your binds. My binds, my binds for which game? Rocket League? That doesn't really have binds, does it? Which binds? In India, Evga not deliverable suggests another capture card. Avermedia. I would go with the Avermedia Live Gamer Extreme 3. That's probably my second favorite. Can you get an Avermedia capture card? I think this one's from China, but see if you can get that capture card. This one right here. Very, very good. That's actually the one I have hooked up on my PlayStation right now. But keep in mind, in OBS, at least right now, you can't record in 4K in OBS. You have to use their software that they have, which is the ReCentral app, and then you can record 4K if you really need to. So it's kind of a limitation on this because I wish I could just record 4K out of this capture card in OBS, but I don't know if it'll ever work. I think it just seems like some sort of error for it not to, for them not to have implemented that correctly. So who knows if that'll ever be able to be fixed? Probably not. I wouldn't bank on it. But it's still a great capture card, great features, really, really solid. If not, I mean, you can always get the H60X. It's a bit more expensive. I mean, this is a staple. You should be able to get that anywhere if you really need to get something. If you want to go a little bit cheaper, I do recommend the Kiwami that I've tested myself. I have it right next to me still. I don't know if you can get this one, but this one you can record in 4K. But you can't use the Elgato chat link cable or any sort of chat link cable out of, from your controller to this device. It won't work. So you'll have to use HDMI to pull your audio in. Just keep that in mind, depending on how you're going to be recording and streaming your stuff. But it's a great capture card. You can play in 120. That's awesome. You can record in 4K. That's awesome. And it also bypasses HTTP. Like, I could record Netflix shows if I want. Don't tell anybody I just told you that. This is the secret. Only you guys that are here in the stream right now know about that, okay? But you can bypass HTTP. You don't need HTTP ticked on for this capture card to work. Now, if you want to go really cheap, you can get this one here, this capture card, which is pretty, it's okay, not great. You can do 1080p 60 recordings and stuff in it, but you're gonna need a splitter to go with it, 1 and 2 out HDMI splitter, so that you can play your game and also send it to this capture card. But it's gonna be super cheap, and the quality, unless you have this picture and a picture of the image out of like the Avermedia or the Elgato, like no one's gonna really notice the difference, and you'll be fine. Especially if you're just starting out and you need some equipment. So I would recommend that as well. These others are just kind of too expensive. Like the Asus TUF, it's good too, but it's just a bit too much. I don't think it's really worth it for the price. So yeah, those would be my recommendations if you can't get the Evga. Lots of stuff here. All of these, everything I'm showing you guys here is linked in the description below. I have a whole store for all of these devices that you guys can check out, as well as like PCs and mics, all that stuff. It's all in the description, linked below. So definitely go check it out if you want to get stuff or use it as a guide for things you want to get. No, not Karma asks, okay, also, what is ping? Yeah, so this is a good question. Basically, your ping is the amount of time that it takes for the responsiveness of your computer, your end, or your system, PS5, Xbox, whatever. It's the amount of time it takes for your information to get to where the game is being hosted. Like the servers, for example. It could be a data center. That's why your ping is higher if you're on different servers in different regions, like Oceania, or you're connected to servers in Europe or NA West, NA East, depending on where you are. If you're on different servers, your ping is higher because it's taking a longer time for your data to get from where you are to be sent to where the game is being hosted and back to you, so you can see what's happening on the game on your screen. So that's why the lower ping that you have, usually the better performance or experience you're going to have when gaming, because you're closer to the real-time reaction of when something occurs in your game. And that, in simple terms, is really all that ping is. You could also throw it into like latency. So if your ping is high, then you have your latency is greater, which higher latency isn't good. You want to have low latency, the lowest you possibly can get. And having good internet to be able to send that data as quickly as possible to the source of where your game is being played or where it's being hosted, that's going to give you your best ping in most circumstances. So if you're living right next to your data center, the data center to where like Fortnite's hosted or like where Rocket League's hosted, you're going to have like 0 or 1 ping because it's not going to take much time for your data to hop to where you're trying to get your game played from. So yeah, good question. Yeah, ping is important when you're gaming. It's super, super important. I'm not too like in the know of like good steering wheels, but let's check out some steering wheels on Google here. Are you like a Gran Turismo player? Or like a Forza? Oh, Logitech has one here. Like I was saying earlier, I trust Logitech. I would get these. The Logitech G920 racing wheel. That's got to be solid. That's got to be solid. I would trust that. There's also a specific one for PS5 as well. I'm guessing these would be your standards, your go-to. Either one of these. So this one's for your Xbox people because the connection's different between Xbox and PS4, PS5. Annoying. It is. Even their wireless, the way that they connect wireless devices is different. But yeah, the interfaces, depending on what you're looking at, you can go with either one of these. That's definitely a great go-to. As for cheap ones, I don't think I could advise you like fully on that, to be honest, because I just haven't used these racing wheels hands-on. I'm sure there's some cheap ones you could buy and try them out. If they suck, you can send them back. I'd honestly just go with something that you know is going to work. You could try to get something that has good reviews, but again, like I haven't used any of these hands-on. I would just go with a reputable company. I know Logitech's reputable. They're very reputable. These other ones I'm not like too familiar with. PXN looks to have a lot of wheels as well. People still use the Hapag? We have to check that out, D-Star. Yeah, PXN looks like they're reputable as well in the gaming wheel space. You do got your options. Let's check out that Hapag. I was almost putting in your name, D-Star. You like the Truckmaster? You're buying one right now? Sweet. Sweet, 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 Civic. Let's check out the Hapag here. I'm surprised Hapag is still relevant here. Let's see. Like I haven't heard Hapags being used for like years. Trustmaster wheels. These are solid. Oh yeah. Thrustmaster. I just said Trustmaster. Gosh. Yeah, these look solid. This one's $800. Oh, it's like Gran Turismo made too. Beautiful. You know, like I've always thought to get something like this for my own setup because I have Gran Turismo. I love Gran Turismo. I played it for years, but I've never pulled the trigger to get something like this. Like if you have this and then you pair it with the VR headset, which I have next to me, by the way. Oh man, that's gotta be like, wow, you know, like that's gotta be great. It's gotta be great. Maybe if I have money just to like spend at some point, I could do this. I just don't have room for this, man. Like I barely have room for this VR headset. I was about to send it back, but I just kept it because I'm like, oh, well, you know, I'll probably use it for myself for a little bit, and maybe if I have kids or something, they can use it. So that's why I did what I did with the headset. But this, oh man, this would take up so much space. If I have like a gaming studio at some point, yeah, we can maybe get something like this. Really cool though. Really cool. Yeah, that's nice. That's like feels like a real drive that you're experiencing there. So you said it's the Hauppauge PVR 60. Oh, I'm not supposed to say like, okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, I see. This thing here, $130. You record right to the device. Video capture resolution 1080p. Okay. But I bet you can't pass in like 120 or looks like you could probably pass 4K 60. 4K 60 FPS in and out, lag free, pass, play your 4K games on the 4K TV. That's good. So yeah, if you like playing on TV in 4K quality, it's good. But like if you're a person that plays in 120, this looks like a no-go. But I love that the price is reasonable. Because there was another device I tested, not like for the capture card comparison I did not too long ago. And you could also record to a USB drive, which I wasn't too crazy that, you know, recording to a USB drive. It's a little bit more bulkier. It was a bigger device too. And it was like $255, like crazy. So I made it clear in my video, like, hey, like that's not worth it at all to get. But this is at least a more reasonable of a price for at least the features that it offers, especially if you're like playing in 4K 60. But this may not be great for somebody who wants to like play in a higher frame rate. So I think they need to come out with something else that'll be able to do that higher frame rate. This looks like it could be standalone, right? Like you don't need to even, like you can use it without a computer, right? Like it has the option to use it with the computer, but you don't like have to use it with a computer, right? I don't think that you'd have to. Yeah, I think this is the thing that I tested the newer box from Cloner Alliance. It's just too expensive. Not worth it. It has a remote. That's cool, but I wasn't impressed. Yeah, it is standalone. Yep. Very good. Yeah, I mean, this is cool. I just think they need to come out with something that can pass 120, because right now, I think even that Elgato capture card that is standalone still doesn't do 120. So yeah, we need something that'll be a little better. It's a little short, like 2 minutes. Let's see. Well, you had an interesting use case, Doc Dam, because you had a capture card that doesn't accept passing 60, or only accepts passing 60, and you did 120. So I want to see what the fuss is about. Let's see. Where did you send it? You sent it directly to me? Oh yeah, you did. Let's see. Is it all right if I'm going to ask you first? Is it all right if I show this on stream, or do you just want me to see it? Is it cool if I show on stream so everybody else can kind of take a look-sees? Okay, yeah, bet. All right, we're gonna show. Oh, you guys can hear all the audio, right? I think.
120 hertz, 1080p. If I go over to my OBS, I got it. Like, it's fully working, right? So let's really quickly load up Fortnite. Click on it. While I'm at it, got the stream pulled up.
Hey, hey, my man with the like.
Cool channel, I'm just saying. Anyways, so
my man's with the like. I love it.
to load up.
Let's see here.
My Xbox is over there. My PC's right here on the side. And I gotta connect to the capture card. It's down here somewhere. You're not gonna be able to see it, but it's somewhere down there. Just trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro.
All right. So
just trust me.
See, I have the mode off right there.
Mm-hmm.
So let me queue up into a game, and it's still running perfectly fine on this other screen. I'll hit record once I load up into the game. So I'm recording OBS over here. As you can see, I'm literally moving it with my controller right here. You can see it's moving. Stable 60 FPS right here. So I'm gonna switch over to the gameplay just so you can see. All right, so I think I'm recording with this. So there's not gonna be any audio because I can't be bothered to switch to the HDMI.
That's very fair, dude. Don't worry.
The analog, so this is what you're getting. But we're at a solid 60.
Yeah,
It looks ugly, but doable. I can't build. I don't know how to build, but like, you just walk around here, build a little.
Okay.
Just have a little bit of fun. And then we switch it to 120.
And
It's still recording. Like, literally, this is smooth as
Yo, thank you, Peach.
smooth. Just smooth, okay? Like, it's so smooth. Like, oh my god, it's so smooth. And it's still recording.
It changed in
And
real
if I
time?
The switch POEs or whatever. So you can see right there, 120 FPS. I can still move it. And it's still recording right there. Boom.
Don't you usually get like thrown out of your game? Yo, thank you, AJ. I appreciate it. This is your first live stream? Are you for real? This is your first stream, AJ? Well, welcome. We love all new people that come through to the live streams, the MidnightMan live streams. I appreciate you being here. We do this, try to do it at least every week. We haven't streamed in a month. I've been away for a little bit of while. But yeah, we have fun here, man. Sometimes we game a little bit. A lot of the times we're either doing a setup help stream or we're doing channel reviews, which are a lot of fun that we've been doing recently. But yeah, this is MidnightMan in the live form, which you don't get too often. So you caught a rare stream instead of watching the VOD. So I appreciate you for being here. Ain't that cool? That's a doozy. Oh man. But yo, doc damn, I can't explain that. Something just like if you're feeling like the gameplay improves like right away, like that's something is just not adding up. Something just is not like making sense. Like I don't know. I'll have to test this for myself. I'll have to test this, see what happens. Cause that's crazy. Jeez, if I get some time to test it, I'll test it. But I don't know how that could have worked. I honestly don't. Like if you're seeing it on your screen, like more fluid and buttery, that's 120. Like you're seeing 120, and you have an S plus in between, and you're how? How? Oh gosh. You watched every video that I posted? Holy cow, AJ, you're crazy. That's insane. Mad props. I appreciate you watching all the videos. I mean, I have a lot of content on the channel, like over 200 videos, and more to come, of course. I appreciate the continued support, AJ. Thank you, my man. If you're not a part of the Discord server, you should join the Discord server. You and everyone else here in the chat, join the Discord server if you guys aren't already there. That's where I update you guys a bit more frequently about my activities and what's going on and channel updates, that kind of thing. And plus, we just have a fun community there and we have fun. So if you're not a part of the Discord, join the Discord server. Where has Streamlabs bot been? Oh yeah, Streamlabs bot's there. So exclamation point Discord and Streamlabs bot should throw it up there in a second, and then you can go hit up that Discord. Go hit that bad boy up. There it is. Go hit that up. Go hit that up. All right, thank you. Cool, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's stream. It's about that time. Of course, if you guys have any additional questions, join the Discord. It was just linked in the chat. I can try to help you guys out with any questions that you guys might have in the Discord server. We have a whole channel dedicated to setup help. So anything that you guys have an issue with or questions, myself, or I also have Eddie, who's also in the chat there, who will also try to help answer questions that you guys might have regarding your setup. So if I'm not there, he'll be there. He uses a lot of Chat GPT to get answers, which actually a lot of the answers are pretty good out of Chat GPT. So, with his information and what he gets out of like the AI, he shares those details with you guys to help with your setup so you can troubleshoot. And it's a lot of detail that comes out of those tools. So I appreciate his help. And yeah, pretty good. Lucifer's Van says, I'm looking at picking up a new headset for gaming. I don't know what's the difference between open back and closed. I was looking at the VZR Model 1 headset. Thank you for becoming another member for 11 months. You almost have your 1-year badge knocked down. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you for 11 months. One more month and you got your gold badge, your gold star. Yeah, okay, let's look up this headset real quick for you, and then I'm gonna skedaddle. When I look at VZR, I'm getting like VR headsets. I mean, what's your budget for a gaming headset? I have a few in mind that you could get. We just looked at one earlier in today's stream that I think is a steal to get right now, to be honest. And I'm going to add it to my Amazon page. I have a whole Amazon page of all of my tech recommendations in the description below. You guys can check out if you want. Said it a few times to stream. It's just a guide. You don't have to get anything on there. It's just like, here's stuff that if you didn't know you could get it, you can get it if you want something of quality. But yeah, we had a viewer earlier in today's stream mention this headset here, which is really good. It's from Logitech, so they're reputable. 63% off right now. It's insane. So $30 for an $80 headset. It's really good. That's really, really good. So I definitely recommend this right now. You're gonna get something quality because Logitech's backing it. But yeah. So you have VZR Model 1 audiophile gaming. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's more specific. Let's see. They might not have that on. Yeah, I don't see that here. Maybe it's on Google. Okay, here it is. I found it. $350. Holy cow. We're getting definitely a beefy headset here. Oops. Created specifically for accurate and natural 3D audio for gaming, production, streaming. Yep. Scuff controllers are good, but I think the new PlayStation controller is a little better, in my opinion, because it works directly with PS5. Their Pro controller. I mean, this headset is great, dude. I guess it depends on what you want to go for. Like, this is a good headset. Like, you're not gonna, necessarily have a bad time with it. Whether or not it has certain capabilities or not. Like, if it has what you want out of it, then get it, try it out. And with Amazon, the beauty is that if you don't like the way it sounds, or if you don't like something about it, or it's missing a feature, you can always just return it. You can always return it. But I mean, this looks like a great, headset to me. Reading it. I mean, these are even better than Astros. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't hear them. Plus, it's over ear, so you'll be able to hear these fine. These are like pretty, like your ear should be totally closed off, so you should be able to hear everything. And you shouldn't have any like leak in sound. Like, versus having a headset that like where it just kind of lays on top of your ear, where you can kind of have some bleed in the back, where you can't hear fully or hear clearly all the time, or you're hearing noise around you. I wonder if these. It doesn't really matter if these are noise cancellation. To be honest, doesn't look to be so. But like, if they're closed off, I think it's fine. Like my Bose headphones here, I can hear audio, pretty well, because like, they have a good seal to them, so I don't necessarily need them to be noise canceling. Like, they're pretty quiet, anyways. Yo, appreciate you coming through, AJ. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we'll answer this one last question here, and then I'm gonna head on up out of here. Control Switch says, Midnight, my OBS doesn't record my game audio like shooting and driving. Only chat, but it only does that when I have my headset plugged in, not when it's unplugged. And which console are you on again? Control Switch? PS5, Xbox? So when your headset is plugged in, I'm assuming to your controller. Thank you for coming through, Doc Dam. Appreciate it. Thank you, JDS, for subscribing to the channel. Yeah, so yeah, it would help to know what console you're on exactly here. It sounds like maybe PS5, but the audio should always either go through your controller or it should go over HDMI, which I always recommend going for HDMI because everything's going to go over it. You can listen that way to everything. So, I mean, in that case, you shouldn't be having the issue. And usually with chat, there's game chat and there's party chat. So you might be looking at, like, it sounds like game chat potentially here, which usually is only, well, for PlayStation 5, it's like, it acts similar to party chat. Xbox, it's a little bit different, but everything, game audio and the chat audio go through the same channel. Like they're not separated. Like you shouldn't hear one place and another place. So if you are, I would just double check your settings to make sure that you don't have like one piece of audio going like only to the headset. Like let's say if you're using the chat link cable and you only have your chat audio going through your headset and game audio's not coming through Not that it should be that way. By default, it should not be that way. But with the chat audio, just make sure that you keep it coming through the same channel that your game audio is coming through. So if you hear your game audio and you hear your chat audio, then you should be able to record it by either the chat link cable or over HDMI, and you should be Gucci to go. And if you're trying to record over HDMI while your headset's plugged into the controller, that won't work either, because all the audio is going to go to your headset. So in that case, you would need to get the Elgato chat link cable so that you can get your audio recorded correctly. So that may be what you need, because your audio will get taken away if you're like, especially your game audio. Your game audio will go away if you plug in a headset into the controller. That's just what's going to happen. So in that case, you might want to look into getting this cable right here, the Elgato ChatLink Pro. It's a good cable. It's built well, and it will be able to pull your audio from the controller in addition to the chat audio. Chat audio and game audio will both go through this cable, and you'll be able to record it on your capture card. So hopefully that's able to help you out there. Definitely send me like a message, like either in Discord or Instagram, Twitter, whichever, and I can try to help you out a little bit there in case you're still having some issues. But thank you, man. Again, appreciate everybody for coming to today's stream. We're getting back into the flow of things here, little by little. So we're going to be doing a little bit more of these as we continue on with streaming. So next week, we're going to do a channel review stream. We haven't done one of those in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be hype. And I can't wait to kind of audit your guys' channel again and give you guys some feedback on things you can work on to help improve it, because we have improved people's channels in the past, just from like a simple audit perspective, just to kind of try to help them at least get to like the 1,000 mark or the 10,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. And it's very possible. It's very, very possible. And I'm here to help you guys out with that. So thanks again, everybody. Appreciate 42 likes on the stream. You guys are amazing. I will catch you guys in my next video. We got a couple coming this week, so stay tuned. It's going to be a doozy. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good night. Peace.